Hello, everybody! How's everyone doing out there? My name is Miguel Sanchez, and welcome to another edition of the World of Blocks. Last time, we were on Chapter 2, Meeting Iris. So if you want to go check it out, it's on the top right corner of your screen. But with that being said, let's go. Let the story continue. For this edition, we are taking a look at Welcome to a New World, Chapter 3, Shadow Attack! Oh my gosh. There's going to be a lot of shadows in there as the Alpha Blocks and Number Blocks journey continues. So, let's get started. But before we do, as always, a credit goes out to Infinite Insanity Pit over on his DeviantArt page. He's the one who created all of this, so thank you, Infinite Insanity Pit. If you want to go check out his page, I'll leave it in the description below. Thank you, Infinite Insanity Pit. One final thing. Warning. Learning Blocks is the property of Blue Zoo Animation Studios, Alpha Blocks Limited, and the BBC. You know it by now. It's the British Broadcasting Corporation. No copyright infringement is intended. I own nothing. You have been warned. Thank you so much, and now, enjoy the story, everyone. The story continues now. The World of Blocks. Welcome to a New World, Chapter 3, Shadow Attack. It was now night in Alpha Land, and the Vowels still hadn't returned. While most of the Alpha Blocks were too worried, the young W and Y were nervous about what might have happened to their friends. But nobody was more worried than X. What if they got eaten by a monster? The superhero friend as he paced through the air. What if they suck in quicksand? What if they... Enough! Shouted M. Why aren't you worrying so much about them? Because I'm the hero of Alpha Land. X landed on the ground. I'm supposed to keep everyone safe. Imagine if something extremely terrible happened to those five and I wasn't around to save them. Tut tut, said T. You always want to play the hero, don't you? That's my job, X pointed out. I'm sure they'll be fine. F tried to assure him. Don't fret. That ghost block had to have chosen them for a reason, Ed pointed out. Right, said X. They'll be fine. But he didn't look convinced. Soon, it was time for all the Alpha Blocks to go to sleep. They all slept in the same area, 4 rows in alphabetical order. But now there were 5 noticeable gaps in these rows. X tried to settle down to sleep, but it was obvious he was having trouble. This only made W and Y, who slept on either side of him, more nervous. Why aren't the other vowels back yet? Asked Y. He considered himself to be a vowel too, even if he was only a semi-vowel. I'm sure they're fine, said X, staring off into the night and wondering if the vowels were sleeping well right now. I'm worried about them too, said W. But Alpha Blocks can't get hurt too bad, can they? No, of course, X said reassuringly. Really, the only reason he was working so hard, he was so worked up, was because if the vowels were in serious trouble, he blamed himself for not being there to rescue him. Soon, W and Y drifted off into sleep, and X tried his best to follow suit. However, something was still keeping him up. Then he saw it. There appeared to be a shadowy mass coming up over the hill. As it grew, X elbowed W awake to make sure he couldn't see it too. W, can you see that? Can you see that? Whoa! W jumped up, is shouting, jolting all over the Alpha Blocks awake. What is that? The consonants were all fully awake, staring in terror at the approaching shadow. Then, from the shadow came figures that greatly resembled the Alpha Blocks, but they were all pitch black. Alpha Blocks, run! Shouted Z, and nobody needed to be told that twice. They all leaped up and started rushing in the opposite direction from their shadowy clones. They didn't know if they were being pursued, but none of them dared to look back. XXX. Meanwhile, in Numberland, A was facing the same dilemma as X. Any number of things could have happened to them.
They could be eaten by a monster that refuses to spit him back out. Or 6 calmly cut him off. Relax, 8. The Step Squad always knows what they're doing. You don't need to be here all the time. You're right, said 8. Though he was still
Paranoid. Octoblock was the hero of Numberland. So why hadn't he
been chosen to help save the world.
The Numberblocks were all settling.
Into bed.
8 sat down on his, staring at the 5 empty beds before laying down
And closing his eyes. He was almost in a deep
sleep before he felt a tapping on his head. He opened his eyes, then saw a pitch-black tentacle creeping towards his face. He yelped and jumped up, getting a good look at the creature that had
awoken him, and realizing that it was a shadowy replica of himself.
His yelp woke up the Numberblocks closest to him, and they began to shout in terror upon seeing not only 8's replica, but other shadowy clones coming out of
the darkness. Soon, all the
Numberblocks were awake and face to face with their shadow clones.
Run! 20 yelled.
8 wanted to fight back, but he knew he wouldn't be able to take all of these clones at once. He joined the other blocks in running as fast as they could. Where shall we go? Asked 13. To Numberblock Castle, suggested 12. Everyone agreed that this was the best option, and they all quickly made it to the castle and piled inside, slamming the door shut behind them. Everyone stayed quiet, hoping that the shadow clones wouldn't follow them in here. To their relief, nothing happened, and the Numberblocks eventually all fell asleep, unaware of what was to come the following day. The next morning, the Numberblocks were woken up by a knocking on the door of the castle. That better not be those shadow Numberblocks, said 8.
Already prepared for a fight. He crept over to the door and lowered it a crack. Then,
his look of aggression turned out to one of confusion.
What do you see? Asked 6.
Those definitely aren't shadow Numberblocks, said 8. He let the door fall down completely, revealing a group of blocks. These blocks had letters instead of numbers. Who are you guys? Asked 9. The two groups of blocks eyed each other in curiosity. Then the blue and yellow one with a red cape and an X in his glass case flew forward
to meet
at eye level with 8. Where are the alpha blocks? He explained.
We've been chased out of our home by a group
of shadow creatures that look just like us.
We were chased by such creatures too, said 8. We're the Numberblocks, and you're in Numberland right now.
Whoa! I didn't know letters were alive too. I know. Whoa! I didn't know letters were alive too! Exclaimed 18, flying up to get a better look at all the alpha blocks. 19 shifted into her giraffe shape to get a better look at as well. Then she noticed something. Hey, wait a minute! Where are all the vowels? She asked. All the consonants were definitely present, but she couldn't see a single vowel in sight.
The vowels. Well, Journey to save the world, B said casually.
The Numberblock's eyes
all widened at this.
This is a very exciting news. This is a very interesting news, says 6. But 1 through 5 are on a journey too. Infinity told them to find her successor and save the world, explained 7.
Infinity? Was she a golden ghost block? Asked G. Yes, answered 10. Did she speak to the vowels too?
She did, replied S,
flying up so the Numberblocks could see her. Maybe our friends are with your friends right now. Hold on, said 9. What did those shadow clones attack us in the first place? Z stepped forward. Well, it's clear that we are all in danger. We need to be alert at all times and prepare to defend ourselves against... And then he fell asleep. What I think he was about to say, said X awkwardly, is that we need to be ready to defend ourselves against these shadow clones and whatever other threats we might encounter. We need to be careful out there, added 8, and the rest of the Numberblocks and Alpha Blocks agreed.
though they were all greatly worried about the possibility of the Shadow Clones attacking the Vowels and the Step Squad. All they could do now was hold on to the hope that their friends would end up saving the day. Success. The Alpha Blocks and Number Blocks decided to get to know each other better. A few of them found things in common, such as K and 11, who both loved to play
football. In North America, we call it soccer. Anyways, in fact, they decided to have a match to see whose skills were sharper.
Let's kick her butt, K, cheered K's sister, C.
She was acting as his goalie. You could do it, 11. Encouraged 22, who was the double of 11. He was keeping score,
and a red number blob who was acting as 11's goalie.
Game on! Shouted K and 11 at the same time.
And soon the match was in full swing. K kicked the ball so high that it was about to soar above 11, but the quick thinking number block leaped up and took her top block off, so 1 could hit the ball back.
Huh? That feels like cheating,
protested K, but he kept playing. At one point,
he split himself into 2
in order to confuse 11.
What the? Now that's cheating, complained 11. The game continued, with both of them scoring a decent amount of points. K didn't think the number blob, with its lack of arms and legs, would make a good goalie, but he underestimated it, as it did quite a good job of hitting balls back with his head. At one point, C kicked the ball and accidentally split it in half. There was an awkward silence as everyone stared at the broken ball. Well, I guess the game's over, said 11. What's the score? It's a tie, announced 22. But win next time, promised K. You're on, replied 11. XX.
While K and 11 were having their competition, V and 18 were having a different one. V was very fast, but 18 referred to himself as the quickest in the nation. And it was time for them to see who was faster. 12 was watching the event, but she didn't really care who won. She just thought that these two were being immature.
I'm very fast. I'm very fast. V chanted to himself to get hyped up.
Quickest in the nation, quickest in the nation. 18 repeated this mantra as he readied his raise. And go, said 12 unenthusiastically. The 2 blocks were off. 18 speeded through the air and V zooming across the ground.
They passed by many landmarks, both of them focused on getting to the finish line.
They were pretty evenly matched, it turned out. 18, though, thought of rearranging himself to go faster, but he decided against it, as it would just be unfair to the block, who couldn't do such a thing. At last, the finish line was in front of them, and that's when their competitiveness increased. 18 flew next to V near ground level. The both of them tried to shove the other aside. It was soon turned into a bit of a fight, and the race ended with V tackling 18 over the finish line. Well, it looks like it's a draw, said Amias 12 to the 2 dazed blocks. I'm the quickest in the nation, sang Dizzy 18. After the football match, C decided to hang out with 14 for a bit. They went to the skate park, where 14 provided C with her own board. C quickly got the hang of it, even nailing a few tricks. She was having a lot of fun skateboarding, but she completely forgot about a certain problem she had. Just as she was about to pull off another trick, her board started cracking. Then the ground was next. Soon the entire track she was on was covered in cracks, flinging C from her board and causing her to land on her back. 14 was shocked and horrified when he witnessed what had happened to one of his beloved tracks. He went over to C with concern visible on his face. Yo, C, you alright? Sorry, apologized C. I really can't control my cracking. XX. 21, certified number explorer, was very curious about the Alpha Blocks. Curious to the point of creeping some of them out.
How is your hair made of grass? How can you teleport? Why are you a
Beats Ball. GP&S didn't have solid answers to any of those questions. The truth was, they just came to life that way. None of them having ever questioned why they had these attributes.
Why do you think you're Jay?
21 asked Jay.
What do you mean? Of course I'm a Jay, replied Jay, flapping
her arms in a pathetic attempt at flying. But 21 began before and tapped on one of her blocks, causing her to glance down at him.
Listen, don't bother trying to reason to her, he advised. We all gave up
A long time ago, the two blocks who had hit it off the quickest were X and 18, X and 8, both being superheroes who were greatly concerned about the well-being of their friends. They had quite a lot to talk about. Do you think they're all right? X asked 8. I hope so, was 8's honest answer. As the two superpowered blocks hung out, neither of them were
aware of the villain who was watching them. In a nearby bush, the leaves were parted by tentacles, but they were not the usual shade of green. Instead, they were pitch black, as were the eyes that peered out from the bush. A twisted grin formed on the corrupted block's face as he formulated a plan to get rid of these two heroes. To be continued. And with that, my friends, it's over. Chapter 3 is complete, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe it's finally over. So yes, thank you so much for watching another edition of the World of Blocks. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget, I have another episode coming up later today, which is on Logo History, number 148, which is going to be about Walt Disney Pictures. So you do not want to miss it. For everyone here inside the World of Blocks, I am Miguel Sanchez, and don't forget, I'm doing double episodes of Samurai Character Origins today. So if you want to go check out the playlist, there's a link to it on the top right corner of your screen. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time for another edition of the World of Blocks. Next time in the World of Blocks, we move on to Welcome to a New World, Chapter 4, Dark Naughty. So be there. This is not going to be an industry as the Alpha Blocks and Number Blocks come together as they continue their fight to save their respective lands, Alpha Land and Number Land. The World of Blocks continues next time, so be here. You're not going to miss it forever here at Inside the World of Blocks. I'm Miguel Sanchez, and don't forget to please leave a like, share this video with your friends, leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel with notifications turned on. That's right, turn on notifications. Also, turn on notifications to never miss a new video. Subscribe to my channel with notifications turned on so you never miss another new video from me as we're on the road to 200 subscribers. Thank you all so much for watching today. I am Miguel Sanchez from everywhere here inside the World of Blocks. Make it a fantastic day. Peace out, and I will see you on the next one. Bye for now. Laters.